Hello everyone, I'm your host, your SCP host, Skills to Play, and welcome to the 13.0 beta. There's a lot to cover, so let's just get right into it. But before I start, I should remind you that if you are enjoying this influx of information to your brain, you should snap that subscribe button, and maybe even explode the like button with your concealed carry hand grenade. Also, sorry about the delay of coverage. I was away for a little bit, but I'm back now, so let's go. As you know, for this update, the Unity version that the game runs on has been updated. It's been updated to Unity 2021. This means that newer graphics cards are better supported and at least the foundation for future updates. It also means that performance, at least for newer hardware, should be better. I noticed a bit of an improvement, at least between DX11 and DX12. You can switch to the graphics API, but generally I only noticed a slight improvement, but hopefully as more optimizations come along, it'll get better. On top of all of that, all the VFX and lighting has been updated for the whole game. For example, SCP-244, and grenade particle effects have been updated. Among these changes, some rooms have also received a bit of a refresh, such as SCP-106's room. Few models are also affected properly by light now. .079 has also received a few changes and updates as well, so a bit of a refresh. When you are partaking in an action that drains and or limits your AP regen, such as locking a door, you'll be notified in the corner of your screen with some red text displaying what is affecting your AP regen. .079's HUD has also been slightly updated. The big thing in this update to .079 is Breach Scanner, which is an anti-camping tool. When enabling a zone or multiple zones, it will scan them every 20 seconds and alert you if it found a player who has been in a room for an extended period of time. Say someone's camping in like your chamber, .079's chamber, or in micro HID, for example. If it does not find anyone, it will start scanning again. You can choose multiple zones, one zone. It's all independent of each other. When it does find someone, however, it will display their room, what class they are, and it will track them for a few seconds and alert you to where they are. Enabling each zone does different things to your AP. With no zone selected, obviously the scanner is disabled. With one zone selected, AP regeneration is halved. 2 zones, AP regeneration is quartered. 3 zones, AP regeneration is 1/8 the speed. 4 zones, AP regeneration is 1/16 the speed. So it gets pretty slow. Interacting sounds have also been changed, such as locking a door or using the lockdown ability. Each action now has its own sound. .939 has also received a refresh. Her UI has been reworked and improved. And a little fun fact, it's actually an entirely new system. During a Patreon event, they explained how the system that they were using, which was the inventory system, was cluttered and it would actually be more of a pain to go and try and rework that. So what they did is that they actually just built a whole new system. And that's what you see now. They also fixed your being able to see ripples while deafened, so if you got hit by a flashbang, you won't be able to see ripples.
Oh no.
.049 has also received a few small changes. His revive time has been increased to 15 seconds from 10 seconds. Kill target from his good sensibility, the one that makes you go faster, increases the revive to 20 seconds. His good sensibility also not only takes 2.5 seconds to recharge instead of 5 seconds when it does not detect a target, so when you fail to get a target. and its base movement speed has been increased to 4.1 meters a second. There have also been some miscellaneous changes to the game, so I'll go ahead and go over those now. The gearboard has received new inspect sounds and animations depending on how damaged it is. They increased the base 9mm ammo capacity from 30 to 40. So without armor, you can hold 40 instead of 30. They reduced 173's blink charge sustain time by 1 second from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. So you could hold it for longer. Now you can't hold it as long when someone's not looking at you, but you were being stared at. There were some minor improvements to SCP-018's hit registration, so the ball now hit better. There's also a trail added, if you didn't already see that. They added a workstation on Surface Zone near the escape tunnel. They added a hit marker to flashbangs. They updated background images on several screens, loading screens, and main menu backgrounds. The radio's drain rate has been halved, so this doubles the radio's battery capacity, so you can use it for longer. And then a facility manager keycard has now been added to 079's containment chamber. There have been some recipe changes for SCP-914, so I'll go ahead and show those off now. The micro HID on course now has a 50% chance of becoming either the jailbird or the 3X particle disruptor, so both are achievable within the game now. The jailbird and the 3X particle disruptor turn into each other on 1-to-1, so you can swap between them if you don't get what you like from the micro HID. SCP-914 refuels 3X and the jailbird on fine, much like the micro HID. Both the jailbird and the 3X become the micro HID on very fine. The jailbird becomes red on course, meaning it will break or explode on the next use. It also becomes a flashlight on the rough setting. The default mode for SCP-914 is dropped and held, meaning you can drop your item or hold your item, and it will upgrade the same. Flashbang on very fine now has a 25% chance of becoming 207 and a 75% chance of being destroyed. SCP-2176, so the ghost light, on very fine now creates a single flashlight instead of 5. And then the radio on very fine has a 25% chance to become 1576. Otherwise, it becomes a flashlight. Achievements have received a bit of a refresh, so that they no longer promote bad gameplay choices. They now promote more sensible gameplay. So, Is This Your First Time achievement has been renamed to Don't Blink. So, it'll now be granted when the player escapes 173 instead of being killed by 173. The Noob achievement has been renamed to Melancholy of Decay. So, it will now be granted when 106 sends a player to the pocket dimension. Then 5 seconds of him emerging from the ground. So, by coming out and then hitting someone. Deep Fried has been renamed to Proceed with Caution, and it will now be granted when a player passes through the Tesla gate without dying while 173 is viewing the camera in that room. So it requires some good timing and skill. The Look, I'm a Rocket achievement has been renamed to Fire in the Hole. So it's now granted when a player kills another player with a grenade. The Gravity Works Here achievement has been renamed to Walk It Off. It'll now be granted when a player takes fall damage totaling more than half of their current health. The Pew Pew achievement has been renamed to Be Polite, Be Efficient. A nice little reference there. So it'll now be granted when a player kills 5 separate enemies in less than 30 seconds. The timer starts when the first kill is made. The Overpowered achievement has been renamed to Executive Access. It'll now be granted when a player picks up a keycard that has all permissions, so it's currently only the O5 keycard. The Wow Really achievement has been renamed to Anomalously Efficient. It'll now be granted when a player, as an SCP, gets a kill within the first minute of a round starting. The Escape Artist achievement, so the name remains unchanged, and it'll now be granted when a player is the first to escape the facility, so no longer is it time constrained. The I'll Pass Thanks achievement, the name remains unchanged, but now it'll be granted when a player, as an SCP, kills a human charging or firing the micro, or teleports them to the pocket dimension as 106. The Involuntary Rage Quit achievement has been renamed to Pacified, and it will now be granted when a player kills 9-6 whilst it's entering Rage. The Secure Contain Protect achievement, the name remains unchanged. It will now be granted if you kill the last SCP, excluding 079 and 049-2, whilst playing as an EMTF unit. The Chaos achievement has been renamed to We of Delta Command, and the behavior remains unchanged. Actually, for all these other achievements I'm about to name, all the behavior is the same as what it currently is now. The Nani achievement has been renamed to Access Granted. The Gear Up Boys achievement has been renamed to Lights Out. Larry Is Your Friend has been renamed to He'll Be Back. The Tables Have Turned has been renamed to Change in Command. And the Halloween achievement has been renamed to Happy Halloween. There's also now a button in the other section of the settings to reset all achievements if you want to go back and re-earn some achievements. Added the Filmmaker role. This allows users to smoothly transition the camera between pre-selected positions, so more on this later. Added the strip down command, which prints out properties and fields of any instantiated object. Improved first round log entries. You'll now be warned if you attempt to ban yourself through the remote admin. The speak command once again allows you to toggle its on and off state without needing to specify it. Disconnecting from a server is now logged on the server console. Added aliases for build info command. Fixed the last 2 predefined ban reasons not being selectable. Fixed player count and full player count command interpolation, including non-players. Fixed mutes not working if both intercom mute and regular mutes are applied. Palm protection now protects you from negative status effects. Vitality now also works with future negative effects automatically. Fixed not being able to jump from page 79 to 80 in the Cassie remote admin menu. And fixed is this thing on achievement not being granted. The Overwatch role has also received a few minor changes, so I'll show those off now. Now for some miscellaneous fixes. They fixed a client-side soft lock when an item drops out of the pocket dimension when a player is joining. They fixed force classing with no rules selected. They fixed Logister missing idle animation. They fixed some typos on some server log lines. Fixed 1576 not spawning in the game. Fixed server creating a directory with a port called 0. The player interact door event is now fired on interacting with locked doors. They fixed the player handcuff event cancellation. They fixed exceptions related to debug log reader F3 and then F4. And they fixed they made some small fixes to the Logister's animations. Coming back to Filmmaker, it is a new mode / role where you can get more precise movements in the game. Think of it as a built-in trailer maker. Better show it off, let's move over to an in-game demonstration. Alright, so for Filmmaker, it's pretty easy to use. So basically, you just kind of come into the RA right here, and it's in black, and you just kind of go in it. And it may seem a little confusing because it doesn't actually really tell you anything, but if you press F1, it shows you all the controls, and actually what the transition modes do. So these are all the things. So if I just come out, so basically, and if you hold right click, you can move around, go in different modes, get angles, zoom in, out, and you go really fast, you zoomed out. Alright, anyways, basically to set up a simple animation, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and create a position like this. And then I'm gonna come down here, just kind of to this gate. So I think about right there should be good. I'm gonna go to, let's say, 7 seconds. And actually zoom it out a little bit so I can get over here. And at that, I press home and just hold space. I can play the smooth animation. Let's say, yeah, I want to rotate. So I just do that. And I kind of come over to keyframe. There, I can hide my HUD and have a cool little animation like that. And yeah, so Filmmaker, it's pretty easy to use, and then I can just hold the delete key for about 5 seconds, and it'll delete all the keyframes I've set up. So yeah, it's pretty good. And you can also, like, you know, zoom in very far if you want more precise keyframing. Although there are some things that I'm gonna give some suggestions just for like Northwood to here. For Filmmaker, I would like to see buttons to TP to zones, because there's no way to actually do that in the RA. And maybe also the ability to move and drag keyframes in here. Another thing that I would like to see also is like maybe a recording type thing. So you could like click, say, and there's a button right here, just like record. You can like kind of draw a path with your camera, and that'll kind of like go along the timeline. And then once you stop and like hit stop recording, it'll have that path all in keyframes. And you can like change the path, the smoothing, whatever. You can have like a nice smooth path instead of having to go in and make it each time. Go in and do each keyframe for each individual position. Just something I'd like to see. That's kind of my ideas. But overall, I think this is actually a really nice feature. And yeah. While I was away, they released another build, so I'm just going to go through the changes in that build. But pretty much everything the same that I covered in the video. It's all the same. So from the build from 4/6/23, so April 6th, 2023, they made several improvements to flashlights on weapons, so they adjusted the flashlights on some weapons. They reduced the resolution of many icons to save memory. For example, SCP ability icons and ammo icons. They added a reflection probe and dust particles to pocket dimension. They tweaked the blood decal materials. And they updated the inventory icons for 2176, 207, Micro, and 268. Now moving on to some bug fixes. There actually is quite a few. They fixed lights not turning off during blackouts in the entrance zone hallway and Class D cells. They fixed the shotgun ADS positions. They fixed the ADS positions for night vision scopes. They fixed ADS positions of iron sights being out of alignment on some weapons. They fixed tantrum not appearing correctly on certain surfaces. They fixed the sky and surface zone. They fixed problematic level of detail, LOD, such as computer screens 2176, like containment zone doors. They fixed some particles rendering on top of 079's map. They re-added 1853 particles, and they also re-added stain decals to 330 room, so the candy room. They fixed premature cleanup of some explosion particle effects. Fixed 049-2 hands 2 model being stuck on the screen on death cam. They fixed the lighting and updated background images in the operational guide. They fixed interaction between transparent particles and fog. Finally, they fixed 049 revive indicator clipping into dead bodies. And that concludes the 13.0 showcase. If there's anything I missed, please let me know in the comments below so, you know, I can cover it in another video or just to address it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I would also like to thank my current patrons of my Patreon for supporting me. Yes, I have a Patreon in the description. Thank you to Savage Creeper for being tier 2. And with that, I'll see you on the next video. This has been your host, your SCP host, signing off.